It's a little bit windy today here, but it's one of the most incredible days because I think we're gonna be so burned by the time we get home.
Yay.
Because we can't really feel it. It's so beautiful, breezy, and incredible. Sometimes I don't realize how beautiful life can be if you stop for a second and really concentrate on what you have right now. There had been times where the business we created was making money, and you know when you think you're happy, you should be happy, but you're chained to not only a 9 to 5 anymore, but you are actually chained to a 24/7 365 days here, just because you thought that, yeah, I'm just going to be working for myself, and by the time you realize that you have all that weight on your shoulders that no one really talks about. They talk about freedom, they talk about what you want and what you can do, but at the end of the day you don't feel that you are free like that anymore. You have the responsibilities, you have the worries, the no time for yourself, and the moment that you find time for yourself, you feel guilty because you're actually taking time for yourself, because who are you, right? Especially if it's your business, you're responsible for everything and everyone, and also your clients to deliver, and so you're not allowed to take time off. But there has been now since a couple of years time where we really decided to change and to pivot and prioritize one of the most important things that we never thought about before when we first built our business, and it was ourselves. It was a very important piece of the puzzle that we kind of left out, and it should have been the very first one to actually be put onto the table to create that puzzle. So now we are in one of my dreams, and which is going for a walk. It's a beautiful day. It's nice and hot. It's June. We are in Italy, and we are creating content in a way that I never thought it would be possible. Sharing what we went through, sharing how we feel in places of the world that they're not our desk, they're not our home, we are not stuck in there, and it feels natural. It's almost like creating content actually becomes natural, even times when it's frustrating. It's about trying to find the lesson even in frustrating times, and
We get frustrated most of the
lot.
times. It's not like we want to preach that we've got this perfect life and we enlightened and everything is great. Everything is great compared to many other people, for sure, but mine gets in the way. You know, the worries always are there. But now I think we've got a little bit more perspective and experience to navigate them.
And we'll link at the rant that we just had, so actually we created it just before. And I'm going to link it down in the description box below, but I think it's going to be up here or here.
Or here.
I can't remember.
One of those two.
Whatever. Like, just look for the... And it does happen. Like, the frustration and the ranting sometimes happens. Not everything is so beautiful, but it's about how to rechannel that energy and learning from those moments. So what are the lessons that we are taking from the time that is beautiful, but also what are the lessons that we're learning from the moments that there is frustration going on. There is also time of learning when it's not all, I say, flowers and roses, but it's about the capability of picking ourselves back up and understanding and pivoting and changing, just like we did this many times.
I feel there is a net contrast between what we expect things to happen, the things that we expect to happen, and the things that actually happen. I find that it's very ironic of life that when you feel frustrated and annoyed because things need to happen, your mind gets to work, and it's a very positive thing. It's a very positive energy that you need sometimes to get things done. So you create the offer, you create the emails, create the funnel, you create the content, and you're frowning on everything you're doing because you're busy. You're actually putting push energy into everything because it's gotta work. I need to make it work. And then 2 weeks later, you are pale because you've only been working for 2 weeks. You haven't seen the sunshine for so long. Your wife doesn't recognize you anymore and resents you a little bit, and tells you, so what the heck have you been doing for these 2 weeks? I'm gonna make it work, I promise you. And then you send the one email broadcast that you think was going to change everything,
life.
and you get crickets. But you know what happens? You need that phase in life as well to be able to get sick of it, take a break, and recoup your energy to then say, you know what, it didn't work that way. Let me try with less frustration. And then you start creating content and creating things and offers with a different point of view, with a different energy. Maybe you forget the call to action. Maybe you forget to research the title before you publish the video. Maybe you forget to add that link to the page. But people find you anyway. Find you and say, hey, I really noticed that you published that video. It really impacted me. How do we work together? This happened to us a million times, and every time I get frustrated and excited because I have no idea how to replicate that. But then after so many times that this happens, I realized it's not the funnel. It's not when I want to make things happen. It's how I feel. And I know this is it's a very weird statement, but I feel like the universe is kind of like a mirror, and that reflects back more of who you are. So if you are stuck in frustration, that's what you're gonna get. But if you transmute that energy and allow it to grow in you and to create something beautiful, that same energy, even without all the things that you've done when you were sure the strategy was going to work, it's gonna work. Yeah, this is, if you show me this video a few years ago, I would say this is not helpful at all because I don't know what to do. Well, do what feels aligned. And I feel like being aware of what is aligned is something that is very rare, because we are so focused on what has to be done that we cover our to-do list with so many things. That's the real source of frustration. And I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm saying, what would be the most aligned thing you can do today to get closer to the things you want without that feeling of anxiety and anxiousness about things that you might need, like you might need to get a new client today. But I guarantee you, if you push for it, yeah, of course, you can manipulate and twist arms and get a new client today if you really worked on your inbox or cold DMing, cold emailing, but you cannot sustain that. And I feel like if you want to create something that it's really worth building on a long run, that has got foundation, you've got to work on yourself and the way you feel. Because the more things you do from a place of abundance and energetically, magnetically, positively, I run out of Lee words, the more the universe will reflect it back to you, and it will frustrate you because you have no idea how that happened, but also excites you because that's exactly what you needed. And
it feels right. It feels right in your guts. There are some times, I'm pretty sure that when you first started your business, it felt right in your stomach. It was scary, but there was something that drove you. But at the moment, maybe that drive is not there anymore. So you're thinking about how you can actually pivot, you can change, you can tweak it because it's not aligned. But also, we are not aligned. Why? Because we've grown, we've changed, priorities have changed. And so the energy that we put into things have changed. And that is the when we need to stop for a second and really think about what has changed and what would feel aligned with you right now. Isn't it amazing though, like the universe gives us the possibility to level up, and every time we level up, the environment. Think about it, the environment changes, the difficulty changes, the way you're talking to people changes, your outfits change. It's like just a game, but it's literally in real life, and you go, you leveled up, isn't it?
It is like that.
And it is a beautiful thing, but it also like it comes with new challenges, new monsters that you need to tackle. But it still feels right. You're still you with different clothing on, but with a different armor or a different weapon. But it's still you in the guts, and you need to feel what quest is the right one for you to do next. And it might be totally different from your beginning one. You might have gone on a side quest that is not.
It's a season. You need
It's
to
a
be aware
season,
of
yeah.
what season you're on, because there's nothing wrong with feeling frustrated or working hard, as long as you know that that is the phase of your life where you need to figure things out. But if you were like us, like 6 years in, we're still frustrated and grinding and hustling, and that's not something that you can sustain. It's not healthy. So for us, because we can withstand pain, we waited too long to realize that we weren't doing aligned things. And then it feels weird when you look for alignment because it's not familiar to you. Not feeling in pain of having to do so many things, it's uncomfortable. But if it feels good in your body, maybe you're going towards the right direction.
And sometimes also when it feels alright in your body, it means that you might have to let someone down. It might be some of your clients, it might be some of your family or your friends or your circle of people. And unfortunately, that's what it takes when you have to level up in order for you to move towards the direction that you want to move. And it's not being nasty or ungrateful. It's about understanding that that's what it takes and what is required for you to do that step up. So think about all the lessons that you are actually receiving right now. Write them down. I love writing them down. It helps me see where I'm at, and it helps me keep track of what's happening in my mind. With all the lessons that life is giving you right now, especially the frustration. Like usually there is something in frustration. When there is frustration, it means that
There's gold there.
there is lots of gold in there, because it feels tight. It feels that you need to let that skin get off of you, right? You know, it needs to change, it needs to mold, it needs to go just like a snake, and you need to it needs to be a rebirth from the ground up and see where everything is going. And the beautiful thing is being supported in that change of season, in that change of skin, and being surrounded by people that understand you and know exactly what you've gone through. And that's where we come in, where we are there for you. And we also decided to, because I love the support of people and having a group of people that can. I said this about a million times, but I'm very I'm very into this. That can help you out through this season. It's a community that we have created called the club, so that will help you out throughout these transitions in your business to get the best out of you in the situations.
Yeah, we wanted to do this kind of discussions, but very specific to your case, not just in general, because it's very difficult to be specific when you don't have a case study. But what we do in the club and with our one-to-one clients as well, we realign everything you've done so far. We reposition your offer, we clarify your message, we give you a model that is way simpler than any other models out there, where you can focus on one North Star, one good offer that you're excited to deliver and produces the best results for your clients, that also doesn't feel overwhelming, that you can run without a team just by working 3 to 4 hours a day. It's always amazing at the end of our journey with our one-to-one clients when they see this happening and they say, wow, this feels like it's easy. And being okay with the fact that can be easy, it's one of my greatest pride. So if you want to join us in these conversations and finally find your own groove on how to create the business that you wanted to create when you incorporated your company the first time, the club is the place to be.
Don't cry.
I'm crying.
No, you're not. Allergies.
Allergy galore. If you are frustrated about something, let me know in a comment. Let us know in the comments. We want to know what you're frustrated about, because today is frustration day and we want to promote frustration, because frustration brings gold if we can really appreciate what the lessons within it is. See you in the club or in the next video.